Jivanang sarvabhutanam, jivanang sarvabhuteshu, tapaschasmi tapassishu. So, if we want to realize God, it is very simple. There is no difficulty. But unfortunately, we do not want. That is our disease. Somebody has objection to go to the temple. Why shall I go to the temple? That's all right. You do not go to the temple, but what is the harm to think of Kṛṣṇa or God when you drink water? What is the loss? Suppose while you are drinking water, and as it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, rasoham avshukanti, that taste, the nice taste of water is God. So if we remember smaranam, smaranam is one of the process of devotional service. Savanam kirtanam Vishnu, smaranam padasevanam archanam bandhanam dasyam sakhyam atmanivedanam. So we can adopt either of all these processes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Even one is sufficient. If you cannot execute the 9 different processes, one is also sufficient. It is so easy. Just like Parikshit Maharaj, he was warned that within 7 days he will meet with death. He was cursed by a so-called Brahmin boy. He was cursed. Parikshit Maharaj accepted that. And he was preparing himself for death. That is our Vedic process. Until the next death comes, we have to prepare ourselves for the next birth. Not that we shall die like cats and dogs. No. There is a chain of progressive march from aquatics to plant life, trees life, then insect life, then birds life, then beast life, then human form of life. Then you can promote further yourself to the higher planetary system, Tapalok, Janalok, Sargalok, Mahalok. There are human beings, they are also human beings, but with great intellect, the standard of happiness better, far, far better, 1,000 times better. As you go more and more on the upper planetary system, you get more and more standard of living higher, up to Brahmanlok. But nowhere you can get immortality. That is not possible. If you want immortality, then you will have to go to the Vaikuntha Lok, far, far away from this material world. Parastasmatu bhava anya, bhaktya bhaktya sanatan. That is Sanatana. So anywhere you like, you can go. But you have to prepare yourself. They are trying to go to the moon planet, but it is not so easy. Moon planet, so far we get information from the Vedic literature, that is also one of the heavenly planets. There, the inhabitants live for 10,000s of years. These descriptions are there. Now, how you can enter moon planet without being qualified for it? Suppose if you want to go to America, they have got their immigration department and they very scrutinizingly they examine whether you can be admitted as an immigrant or citizen or even as visitor. So, if so much restrictions are there within this planet, how do you expect there is no restriction and you can enter the higher planetary system by your whim? It is not possible. Why do you think like that there is no human being or intelligence? These are false assumptions. Shastra chakshusyat. You have to see through the Shastras. What I am speaking, not that I have gone to the higher planetary system, but I am speaking from my knowledge received from the Vedic literature. That's all. Shastra chakshusyat. Therefore, the injunction is that you should see through the Shastras. Otherwise, it is not possible. So, in the Bhagavad Gita it is also said, Janti deva brata devan, devan, devaloka. This is called bhuloka. Above this, the planetary system is called bhuvarloka. Then saraloka, then a janaloka, then a mohaloka. In this way there are different status of higher planetary system and lower also. Tal, atal, mital, talatal, patal, rasatal, like that. These are descriptions. So, who goes to the upper planetary system and who goes to the lower planetary system or lower grades of life? That is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Urdhvam gachanti sattasva. Sattasva, those who are situated in the modes of goodness, they are promoted to the higher planetary system. Urdhvam gachanti sattasva. Madhye tishtanti rajasa. Those who are under the modes of passion, they remain here. And those who are under the modes of ignorance, they go to the lower planetary system or to the animal kingdom. So we understand from Vedic literature, these things are there. In another place, it is said, Janti deva brata devan, pitrin janti pitri brataha, bhutejja janti bhutani, madjajinopi janti mam. Now, if you want to go to the planetary system where Kṛṣṇa, Narayan are residing, Vaikuntha planet, then you have to prepare like that. You have to become a devotee. Without devotion, you cannot understand where the Vaikuntha planetary systems are. That is also described in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Krishna says, only by devotional service one can understand me. Krishna says. The karmis, jnanis, yogis, they can be elevated to the higher planetary system. Karmis can go up to the Sargaloka. The jnanis can go to the Janaloka, Mahaloka. And the bhaktas, they can go to the Vaikuntha planets or Krishna Loka. These are the descriptions. Janti devabrata devan, putrin janti pitribrata, bhuteja janti bhutani, madhyajinopi janti ma. So, there are many so-called Swamis, they say that whichever form of God you worship, you are elevated to the same place. The demigods, the forms of the demigods, generally they worship just like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Goddess Durga, Kali, Ganesh. They have also got their different planetary system. But Bhagavad Gita says, Janti Deva Brata Devan. Deva Brata, those who are worshipping demigods, they will be promoted to the respective planetary system. Madhyajinopi mam. It is not that if you worship Goddess Kali or Durga, you go to Vaikuntha. That is not possible. We don't find these things in the Vedic literature. It is very practical to understand. If you purchase a ticket for going to Delhi, how you can go to Calcutta? Similarly, if you are preparing yourself for going to the moon planet, how you can go to the sun planet? Or if you are preparing to go to the sun planet, and how you can go to the Satyaloka, Brahmaloka, like that, the highest. So, Krishna says, Jivanang sarvabhuteshu tapaschasmi tapasvisu. So all these planetary systems are attainable by tapasya, not very easily. Tapasya, you have to prepare yourself. Without being prepared, it will not be allowed. The same example. If you want to go to some nice country, even within this planet, you have to prepare yourself for passport, visa, and other bank balance, P4, so many things. So, the tapasya is performed for being promoted to the higher planetary system. But the best tapasya is to be promoted to the Vaikuntha Loka. Tapo Dibbam. Rishabdev says that if you are undergoing tapasya, then you perform it for going back to home, back to God. Tapasya means, tapa means voluntarily accepting some uncomfortable position. There are descriptions, you know, that sometimes tapasya is performed in summer season in the midst of fire. In the summer season already the temperature is very great, and still some tapasvi, they sit down within the blazing fire, an all-round fire. And similarly, in winter season, they dip up to the neck in the water and chant Gayatri mantra and other mantras. So there are different processes of tapasya, which is called kuch sadhana. Very difficult execution of spiritual life. But in this age, these things are like stories. It is not possible. Sometimes they say, we shall go to Himalaya and execute tapasya there, but it is very, very difficult. It is not possible. And Kṛṣṇa knows that in this age, when people are of very short duration of life, prayana alpa ayusha, at the present moment, our duration of life is not very long. Nobody lives 100 years. Formerly, people, I have seen my grandmother died at the age of 96. So, my father died at the age of 84. But gradually it is reducing. Perhaps we may not go so far. Maybe it is all depends on Kṛṣṇa's will. But generally the duration of life is reducing. Memory is reducing. Strength is reducing. Compassion, kindness, reducing. At the present moment, if on the high road we see somebody is being killed, nobody takes sympathy. What is the use of taking bothers? At least this is going on in Western countries. They don't care. So, sympathy, compassion, mercifulness, duration of life, strength of the body, memory, all these things are now reduced. Gradually they are reducing. This is the age of Kali. Besides that, we are very slow. Human life is meant for God realization. But we are not very serious about it. Mandya. Mandya means very slow. And Sumandamata. And if one is not slow, he will accept something bogus. If somebody says bogus thing, that is very easily accepted. And if something is said authorizedly from Vedic literature, people are not very much interested. If somebody says that I will give you a special mantra, within 6 months you will become God, that is very welcome. And as soon as one is directed to undergo tapasya, here it is said, tapaschasmi tapassishu. If one is advised to become a tapasvi, that is not possible at the same time. Nobody can become tapasvi in this age due to so many disadvantages. Therefore, in this Kali Yuga, Shastra has given us concession that in this age, simply if you chant Hare Krishna mantra without any offense, or with offense, never mind, you will gradually becoming offenseless by chanting and chanting. Then gradually you develop all your spiritual consciousness without any difficulty. This is the only recommendation for the people in this age. There is no difficulty. There is no cost. And if there is any gain, why don't you try for it? By chanting this mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Iva Kevalam, Kalo Nastiva, Nastiva, Nastiva Gatirannatha. 3 times, it is in the Brihad Naradiya Purana. 3 times it has been stressed. There is no other alternative, no other alternative, no other alternative. No other alternative means karma, jnana, yoga. You cannot achieve success by the path of karma kandya vichar. In the Vedas, there are 3 kinds of processes: karma kanda, jnana kanda, upasana kanda. Therefore, Vedas are sometimes known as Trayi, 3 different. So here it is said, Nastiva, Nastiva, Nastiva Gatirannatha. If you think by karmakanda process you will make your life successful, it is said, no, Nastiva. If you think by jnana-kanda process will make your life successful, then again Nastiva. If you think by upasana-kanda you shall make your life successful, that is also Nastiva. That is not possible. Karma-kanda means sacrificing big, performing big sacrifices. Jagga. Jagga dhyana tapas. Either by performing big sacrifices or by giving in charity, jagga dhyana tapasya, or by undergoing severe austerities. Those who have got money, they can give in charity to the proper person, not charity for the sake of name or without any knowledge. There are 3 kinds of charities also. If you give in charity to the proper place, databam, then you are spiritually elevated. If you give charity with a motive that I shall get good name or I shall get some benefit, that is in the modes of passion. And charity given without any consideration. Suppose you give charity to a rascal thief, that means you encourage him to commit sinful activities by stealing. So you shall be responsible. But if you give in charity to a nice Brahmin or Vaishnava, because actual qualified Brahmin or Vaishnava, they are engaged in Krishna's service. They have no other occupation. Therefore, whatever charity you give, your money will be engaged in the service of Krishna. So you get the benefit. That is called databam. that here you should, you must. That is Sati. So these are all described in the Bhagavad Gita. If we read carefully, we can understand all the processes of self-realization, and we may make our choice. But here Kṛṣṇa says, tapaschasmi tapasseshu. That means that I am the ultimate goal. I am the ultimate goal for the tapasya. If you are undergoing different types of austerities and penance, it is to be understood that you are searching after Kṛṣṇa. And ultimately, by your successful execution of penances, you will meet Kṛṣṇa. Therefore Kṛṣṇa says, tapaschasmi tapasseshu. So tapasya we should accept for searching out Kṛṣṇa. Not tapasya for sense gratification. Just like a tapasya is undergoing severe austerity, similarly, an ordinary man is going to work in the factory from 6 to evening 6 or more than that. This is also a type of tapasya, because tapasya means voluntarily accepting some unfavorable condition, not very comfortable condition. That is called tapasya. So one has to work very hard in the factory day and night. That is also tapasya. That tapasya for sense gratification, that is not recommended. The recommendation is tapa divyam, undergo penances and austerities for divyam. Divyam means for spiritual realization. Then what will be the result? The result will be tapo divyam jena suddheta satta. If you undergo severe austerities for self-realization or God-realization, then your existence will be purified. Jena suddheta satya. Existence. Now my existence, your existence is depending on this body. But this body is not pure. Therefore, we have to give up this body and we have to accept another. But if you purify your existence, the next birth you will get such a body will never be annihilated. Jad gatyana nivartante tad dhama paramam. These things are there. Therefore, tapodibbam, if we at all undergo severe austerities, not for manufacturing a lethal weapon, but for self-realization, and that will make my existence purified. And what is the result of being purified? Jasma brahma sokham anantam. Brahma sokha. We are all hankering after happiness, but any happiness within this material world, that is temporary. But if you attain Brahma Sokham, Brahma happiness, then that is Anantam. It will never end. It will be Ramanti Yogina Ananti. That is eternal, perpetual happiness, blissful life. The human form of life is meant for this realization. Manusam Arthadam. This Manusam, this human form of life, is meant for giving you something substantial. Arthadam. Not Arthadam means to get some hundreds or millions of dollars. Arthadam means that you get eternal life, eternal blissful life. That is Arthadam. That can be achieved within the duration of this human form of life simply by executing the different processes of devotional service. Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Padasevanam, Archanam Bandhanam Dasyam, Shakhyam Atmanivedam. Simply by hearing, just like we are discussing here, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. If you kindly come here and if you continue to hear, then all perfection you will get. You don't require to be a Sanskrit scholar or very educated or scholar or rich, nothing. Ahoituki apratihata, all these material conditions, neither they can help you nor they can stop you from your spiritual progress of life. It is so nice. Simply, and that is recommended by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that because in this age people are very much embarrassed. They cannot adopt any prescribed method of self-realization. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended that you remain in your position. It does not matter what you are. You may be a very great scholar, or you may be illiterate, you may be a medical man or engineer or ordinary man. It doesn't matter. Sthane sthita sutigatang tanubang manovi. You remain in your position. There is no need of change. Sanmukharitang bhavadiya vartam. We have to simply hear from the right source the message of Kṛṣṇa. That will be sufficient, simply by hearing. Parikshit Maharaj, as I told you, Parikshit Maharaj, for 7 days, he simply heard from Sukadeva Goswami. He did not execute any other form of devotional service. He simply gave oral reception to the words received from Sukadeva Goswami. That is called Saranam. And similarly, Sukadeva Goswami, he simply chanted Srimad Bhagavatam. He got a nice audience, nice student like Parikshit Maharaj, and he went on speaking or chanting Srimad Bhagavatam. So, both of them, the hearer and the chanter, got perfection. So, Parikshit Maharaj got perfection simply by hearing, and Sukadeva Goswami got perfection simply by chant. So, Savanam Kirtana, Vishnu, about Lord Vishnu or Kṛṣṇa. And then Smaranam, Smaranam Prahlad Maharaj. His father tortured him like anything. And he was simply remembering Narayana. All right, let my father torture me. So he simply remembered. Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam. Padasevanam, goddess of fortune Lakshmi, she attained perfection simply by massaging the lotus feet of Vishnu. You have seen the picture. She is engaged in giving service to the lotus feet of Vishnu. This is called Padasevanam. Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam. Archanam. Prithu Maharaj. Just like this is called Archan, deity worship. So if you engage yourself in deity worship, you get perfection. And if you engage in deity worship, in hearing, in chanting, in remember, what to speak of, then you are sure. Either of them or all of them, all facilities are there. Arjuna, Sakhyam, Arjuna made friendship with Kṛṣṇa and he got the highest perfection. Kṛṣṇa certified. Bhaktosi, Priyosi. This friendship sometimes between friends there are some loose words. So sometimes fight, sometimes insulting. That is not insult, that is love. So Arjuna had all these affairs with Kṛṣṇa. Arjuna wanted to marry Kṛṣṇa's sister. Arjuna could understand, Kṛṣṇa could understand that my friend is attached with my sister. But his elder brother Balaram was not agreeable. So Kṛṣṇa advised Arjuna to kidnap his sister. Just see how much Kṛṣṇa is affectionate to his devotee in any way. You try to worship Kṛṣṇa in either of these 9 ways, you get Kṛṣṇa within your hand. Vedeshu dullabha adullabha atma bhakto. You cannot understand Kṛṣṇa by studying Vedas. It is very difficult. Of course, the aim of Vedas is to know Kṛṣṇa. But simply by studying Vedas, you cannot understand Kṛṣṇa. Vedeshu dullabha adurlabha atma bhakto. But if you become a devotee of Kṛṣṇa, he is just like within your hand. That's the gopis. They had no education. They are not nice society girls of city and town. They're village girls and born of third-grade family. But they are so great devotees that Kṛṣṇa was within their clutches. This is the process of devotional service. If we actually get the opportunity to become a devotee, then God realization is not very difficult. Bhaktya mam abhijanati javan jaschami tat. Simply by devotion and service you can understand God as He is, without any bogus humbug. You will understand. Kṛṣṇa says, Bhaktya mam abhijana. He doesn't say that by jnana, by yoga, by karma, one can understand. He specifically mentions this very word, bhaktya. Bhaktya mam abhijanati javana jaschami tat. and not to understand Krishna very vaguely. Tat-tata, in truth. Tato mang tat-tato gatya visate tadanantaram. And when one understands Krishna in truth, he is allowed to enter in his kingdom. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.